So recently the Dirty Bomb team unveiled plans to introduce a new weapon skin system that functions, at least on the surface, rather similarly to CSGO's skin system with a few key differences. The main similarity is the ability to earn certain weapon skins, my best guess being that you will have to either purchase them through cases with real money, maybe credits, or maybe being able to receive a case as an extremely rare match and reward, similar to ranked case drops in competitive matchmaking. Now honestly, this isn't too bad of an idea, and in fact actually quite like the idea as long as the cases are reasonably priced. My main concern stems from the fact that there are degraded versions of these skins, and so far we've seen refined, scarred, and pristine condition variants. This just adds a whole new level of RNG to an already underwhelmingly popular loadout system, and this honestly might not be that bad if there was Steam Marketplace functionality so that you could trade skins with other players. But since that isn't an option right now and we have no news as to when Steam trading will come to Dirty Bomb, it worries me that even though an independent weapon skin system is something that the community and even myself have been wanting for a very long time, it may not be taken too well at first, but I could be wrong, and I hope that I am because I really like the idea of separating weapon skins from character and model changing skins. I just can't help but feel like there will be a bit of disappointment from those who are willing to spend a lot of money in these cases, only to receive a bunch of low quality degraded skins because, let's face it, the highest quality skins, or the pristine variant as we've seen it so far, will most likely not be very common. In fact, I can envision a system that works very similarly to the way the Elite case system works now. Instead of opening a case that contains a random card for a random Merc with the quality variant ranging from silver to cobalt, you would instead receive a random card for a random weapon with the quality variant ranging from, I'm guessing, scarred to pristine. And obviously pristine skins would be much more uncommon to receive, just like how cobalts have the lowest chance to be received from Elite cases. Or really any case.
Okay, let me pause this for a second to point out something I noticed with the weapon conditions while editing this video. If you notice, the border around the weapon card seems to reflect the condition of the weapon it's for. Scarred has a border that's quite scratched up, refined is a little less worn out, and pristine is a little bit less so, which actually confuses me because it's very close in condition to refined, which leads me to believe that either there are different severities to the amount of wear on a specific weapon condition, or that there may be other conditions higher than pristine, maybe like mint or ultra mint or something like that. Also, another thing that stands out is the fact that the borders for these three weapon cards we were shown resemble gold, silver, and cobalt rarities, which to me this means that not only will there be RNG for the rarity of skin you can get, Imperial Fade being silver, Gold Scale being gold, etc., but there will also be RNG on the weapon and the condition of the weapon too. Imagine finally getting that cobalt level Dragon King skin on a gun that you wanted after many tries and it turns out to be extremely worn down. Or the opposite, you get it for a gun you don't want but it's in ultra mint condition. That would suck. And just another reason why Steam Marketplace trading needs to be a thing. But that's just my hypothesis. I could be completely wrong and Splash Damage could surprise us and introduce a completely new approach to the way they handle this type of thing. We'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, back to the video.
Now this system works actually really well in a game like CSGO, not just because of the fact that there is Steam Marketplace functionality so that you could sell and trade your unwanted skins with other players, but because of the fact that you can simply equip the skin to your weapon and always have access to it no matter what when you're in the game. In a game like Dirty Bomb where certain weapons are bound only to specific mercs, sure you might get that dope ass Dragon Lore op, Dragon King Felix, but you'll only be able to use that weapon and see that skin if you're playing that specific Merc. Which honestly isn't terrible. I mean, we're not actually downgrading here since you're already tied to using a specific loadout card and skin that you want for an individual Merc, but I do hope that they'll allow you to use the same card more than once in your party. For example, if I had only one weapon skin card for the SMG9, but I had two Mercs in my squad with the SMG9, I hope that I could attach that weapon card to both Mercs, but also had the freedom to attach an alternate card if I actually owned two different variants. But moving past the criticism, let's talk about the positives to this system. One great thing about the weapon card system will obviously be the larger varieties of individuality and customization in game, with more skins. Now, not everybody will have the same weapon skins, and those that do probably won't have the same condition quality either. This also opens up the opportunity for community-made skins which can be voted on, and the highest voted custom skins could make their way into their game, and this is actually something that's been going on in CSGO for a long time, and I personally think that it's a great way to get the community involved in helping the game to evolve by adding their own fingerprint and bringing more uniqueness to the game. It brings with it a sense of pride too and adds more of an emotional investment. But I think the biggest potential positive to this whole thing is the opportunity to retain a larger number of active and peak player counts, which will be great for the health of the game because it means that not only will the game see more potential spenders, which means the developers get a larger income, but it will also greatly help the matchmaking algorithms for both casual and competitive matchmaking services by having a larger pool of players to choose from. This also means shorter queue times and more evenly matched games. A lot of people have this misconception that ranked as it is currently, or even just matchmaking and casual, is kind of broken because, I don't know, they think they can just magically solve this algorithm, but the thing is, there's just not enough players for the algorithm to choose from, so it just tries to parry you with anybody it can after you've been waiting a certain amount of time, right? So, yeah, don't blame the developers for that, blame the people not playing the game. I think the idea of a community is really what's going to help make this game grow, and while we do have many great content creators out here on YouTube, we really need to feel like our time is being spent well while we play as well. A goal or incentive will always keep players coming back, as long as it doesn't seem too daunting or like an impossible task locked behind an immeasurable amount of time or a paywall. And I don't mean a paywall in the sense that content is completely locked out to you unless you pay real money. I'm more referring to the amount of time, money, and pride that go into the accomplishment of unlocking or receiving an item. Sure, you might be able to purchase or unlock a new weapon skin with enough accumulative time and in-game credits, so it's not technically locked behind a paywall, but there's also a limit you reach where the odds of you receiving anything of value are so scarce that you almost have to pay large amounts of money for the chance of even getting anything of value. And I hope that's seriously taken into consideration with this. RNG isn't actually a bad thing. It can be done right, but it can even more easily be done to the point of huge dissatisfaction to everybody. Anyways, that's about all I have to say for now about the new upcoming weapon card update. It will be launching alongside the brand new Merc deck feature, which allows you even more individual customization to your squads and mercs. At a glance, we can see how the system works, allowing you to choose your base loadout, which selects the weapons, augments, and skin for your merc. And you'll also be able to attach weapon skins to change the skins of your primary and secondary loadouts. But it doesn't look like there are any melee weapon cards out yet. Hopefully that will be an option in the future, as this system does lend itself to some expandability. I think the most unique and interesting thing about the Merc deck system is what looks like the ability to save multiple presets for each Merc, which would allow you to very quickly select your squad while waiting in between matches, and you can even attach specific trinkets to your decks as well, which means that you can now equip your 3 squad members with their own individual trinkets. Which just adds even more options for individuality and mix and matching your favorite color schemes or trinkets and weapon skins. It looks like you'll only start out with 1 slot available for a Merc deck, but you'll be able to purchase more slots as your need for extended customization increases. How much these slots will cost and if they will be available for purchase with either credits or real money, I don't really know. I think it's safe to say that both these options will probably be available. Anyway, the date in which this update is going live was a little unclear, but it sounded like we will be seeing this update along with this year's Christmas holiday event as early as this upcoming week. So get hyped, keep some money in your wallet, and stay tuned because you'll also be able to open your locked contraband cases left over from the previous event with this update. As far as we know, there are 3 different weapon card cases launching with the update, and these are the Royal Force, Corsac, and I'm not too sure on the third option actually. It looks to me like it would come from somewhere like Piran Medical, as the color scheme does seem to match a little bit with other Piran based color schemes, but I don't think I'm right about this since the logos don't seem to match at all. I don't think I've ever actually seen this icon actually, if I'm honest. But one thing I did find rather funny was how close in resemblance the Royal Force and the Piran Medical logos are to each other. They're almost mirror images of each other, so if this actually is a Piran box, maybe that's why they changed the logo, because they would just look way too similar to each other. But anyways, I've droned on for quite a while now. I know it's been a long time since I've uploaded. I haven't really had much ambitions or motivation to make any new content, so I'll have to apologize for that, but I've been trying to focus on my life outside of YouTube, which I think is very important for me right now. I do have plans to start recording again, and I'm hoping that with a new computer I'm building this month, it will motivate me to do so, since I'll actually be able to record without being restricted to using minimum graphic settings and still struggling to reach 60 frames per second, which is a huge deal for me as a content creator. It's not the main reason for my discouragement, but it will be a nice ego boost once I can record and stream at full HD quality with the highest graphic settings. For those curious, I'm putting together a Ryzen 7 1700X build with a GTX 1080 and 16GB of DDR4 3200 MHz RAM, which is something I've been wanting to do for the past 6 months or longer, but I haven't been financially stable enough to do so. So now that I have the opportunity to treat myself, I'm going to. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I hope I'll see you again soon. I just moved into a new apartment, so it might be time to record a new update video so you guys know exactly what's going on with me. We'll see. Let's see if that happens or not. And let me know what you think about the new weapon card system. I'm actually really anxious to see how it turns out. I'm always excited when anything new comes to Dirty Bomb, and apparently we'll be getting even more big news with next week's dev video. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys next time. But until then, as always, take care everyone.